Good afternoon and welcome to Col U TV. My name is Harry Totham and it is a beautiful day here in Colchester, the JobServe Community Stadium. You can see behind me, the sprinklers are on. It's looking fantastic. And if you're not here today, you can watch the game on iFollow. It's £10. It's a Saturday treat. Treat yourself. Sit outside, get your laptop, watch the U's, cheer the boys on. And it's going to be a tough game today. The U's taking on Tranmere Rovers, who sit 5th in the league, and they're only outside the automatic promotion spots on goal difference. All games are tough, as we say, this one particularly so, but we do tend to turn out against the good teams. So we've got all the pre-match talk here on today's show. But first, we're going to hear from the main man himself, the man in charge, Wayne Brown.
Wayne, 2 defeats against top sides, but good performances where you've really ran them close. So that must be a good confidence boost going into, again, against Tranmere, another side right up there at the top of League Two.
Yeah, just obviously frustrating, disappointing for the lads more than anything else. As I alluded to on Monday evening, we just lacked that little bit of quality in the final third to get us that breakthrough, to get us that goal, something that I thought we dearly deserved on the night. But it wasn't to be. That said, I think they had probably 2 real good opportunities. First half, which we should do better with. But apart from that, I thought, we sort of nullified them, especially in the second half. And let's get it right. They're a good team. They're best in the division. The table proves that. The table don't lie at this stage of the season. But yeah, listen, the lads have got to take a lot of heart in how we went about our business and what we did and how many chances we created. We just got to find that killer instinct, that bit of ruthlessness, if you like, in the final third. And I'm sure if we do that, we will still create chances and we'll be winning games of football again. Yeah,
like you say, you have the chances. How do you go about then converting them? Is it a confidence thing? Is it something you're particularly focusing on now when it comes to training? How do you get from that point where you have those opportunities to actually taking them?
I think it's obviously something that is repetition. You do it in training. You've got to recreate scenarios that they found themselves in, not just Monday night, but again last Tuesday against good teams. We've got to keep recreating those sort of opportunities and those scenarios. And try and get them finishing in training. Loads of finishing exercises, loads of crossing exercises, as I say, to flood their minds, if you like, of repetition, balls coming into the box and having that killer instinct. And that's the only way that you can improve. It's like everything else. It's like, I don't know, a golfer. If he doesn't practice, he doesn't get any better, and football's no different. So the lads know where we're falling short a little bit at the moment, and we're doing everything we can to put that right. But first and foremost, we need to keep the levels of performances as a collective where they are, because if we do that, as I say, we'll find that we'll give ourselves the best chance of picking results up.
On squad-wise, on Monday you had Freddie Sears and John Akinde up front. You brought Junior Chamadou on slightly more in a forward position. Are you feeling like you're getting the best out of your squad and getting to know those combinations and those different positions in which you can work them and use them to your advantage depending on the game situation? Every game's different.
Every game's different. Obviously, Big John up top is unique and gives us something that no other individual in the team can. Obviously Junior's coming on and impacting the game in a different position. He came on and had a real positive impact, hit the post. And it also depends on what bodies you've got at your disposal as well. Obviously we've got 3 lads now away on international duty that are going to be missing Saturday, so that will play a part. But again, it gives other people opportunity, like young Donnell coming on. I thought he impacted the game in a real big way. He looked confident, he looked composed. And again, he's coming on in a League 2 game against the best team in the league. So for his development is great, but not just for his development. It just proves that we can call upon the likes of Donnell and the 23s when the squad does get stretched.
And that's a boost for them as well to know that in training. I think you've mentioned that before when you had Marshall Miranda on the bench, that if they're performing well in training, there's that opportunity to be part of that squad on a match day and have an opportunity like Donald Thomas did to come on.
You want to try and create that equality throughout not just the first team but throughout the club. And if you're performing well and you're doing all that you can, then you should then be given the opportunity when the time's right to then come into the first team environment from the 23s environment. We talk about quality. Big Tom's been patient for a number of weeks. He gets an opportunity against Bristol Rovers. He does well against Bristol Rovers and he keeps his shirt. So that's the sort of mentality that I want to try and create throughout, not just the first team but the club. But again, that won't happen overnight. And again, there needs to be opportunities for young lads and for people that have been patient, that when they do come in and do a good job, that they do keep his shirt.
So Wayne Brown expecting a tough game today against Mickey Mellon's side, who are aiming for promotion and have been at the right end of the table pretty much all season. And they've got a very strong squad, as you'd expect for a team sitting pretty in League Two. But so have the U's. Wayne alluded there to the likes of Donnell Thomas, who we hope on the bench again today, made his debut against Forest Green on Monday, a sharp centre midfielder. We hope a bright future. But back to the visitors' squad today. We're going to have a look at some of their key players now who are going to be facing off versus the U's today.
Tranmere Rovers coming to the game having turned around their mid-season wobble. Mickey Mellon's side endured a bit of a rough patch after a 4-0 home defeat to Forest Green at home, picking up just 2 wins in their next 8 games. But Rovers are now 3 matches unbeaten with 2 wins and a draw, picking up a point on the road at Sutton United last weekend. Tranmere are not a side that have a goal scorer that is leading the way at the top of the division, but Elliot Nevitt has 6 goals to his name. He is closely followed by Kieran Morris on 5 and another 5 players on 4th just behind him. And although goals have been coming from across the pitch, Mellon's side are the lowest scorers in the top 10 with 44 in 38 games, but their frugal defence has helped them maintain a promotion push late into the season, with Tranmere's keeper Ross Doohan keeping 13 clean sheets in 29 games. Rovers have conceded just 33 goals this season, with only Forest Green better in their defence, and Saturday's visitors' defence starts further up the pitch, with former Liverpool midfielder Jay Spearing anchoring the midfield. The 33-year-old central midfielder has received credit for his battling, tough tackling style on the wheel, and he will be up against our very own Brendan Wirrigan in that department this weekend. Earlier in the season, the U's were undone by a Tranmere at Prenton Park, with Hayden Mullen's side falling to a 2-0 defeat, and Wayne Brown will be doing everything he can to prevent a repeat of that performance here at the JobServe Community Stadium.
All right, they're a good side. Okay, they score lots of goals, but their top scorer's only got 6 this season. Yes, they've got 18 different scorers in the squad, but we saw Jay Spearing, ex-Liverpool midfielder there, number 8, scoring a few good goals. We've got a number 8 of our own who I think is due a few good goals. Col U TV, he'll score from out the box today. That's my prediction anyway. But yeah, a very good team. And they don't concede many either. They don't concede many. In fact, only Forest Green have conceded less goals this season. But Forest Green did put 4 past Tranmere a few weeks ago. So we can get there. John Akinde's due a goal as well. He'll get on the score sheet. Cole and John, they're my predictions for today. Anyway, back to today's game and someone keen to stop the goals at the other end of the pitch. The U's keeper, Shamal George, spoke to BBC Essex during the week.
Shamal, a couple of defeats in a row now against teams right at the top of the division, but must give you confidence going into a game against another top side in the performances that the side are putting in against these teams.
Yeah, obviously the performances have been really good. It's just us, we need to be more clinical in the final third. You know, we've been solid defensively, but we've conceded 2, you would say, sloppy goals. One against Bristol, sloppy goal the other day again against Forest Green. So we just got to cut out those little details that are causing us to not get our clean sheets, because we're actually defending really solidly and we're getting our chances just as well as the opposition also. Now we can definitely be confident going into the weekend. We just got to get that final detail right.
And bar that goal on Monday night and another good save, I can't think of too much you had to do. You weren't particularly busy, and the side are creating chances at the other end as well.
Yeah, second half I don't think I had one save to make. You know, we hit the post, you know, put them under real pressure in the last 20 minutes and stuff. So again, just gotta be solid at the back like we have been in the past weeks, and put our chances away, because they're limited against the top opposition. So we got to be clinical.
In terms of clean sheets and the defensive line, do you have targets in mind of where you want to get to a particular number in the season? You said there you've been pretty solid, a couple of sloppy goals maybe in the past couple of games, but in your head, do you sort of have targets you set out for yourself?
At the start of the season, obviously the goal is to keep as many clean sheets as you can, but you can't do it. You can't save everything, you know what I mean? You can't defend everything either, so you can't put it down to defence all the time. But at the start of the season, my goal was to keep as many clean sheets as I can. I haven't got as many as I would like to, but I feel I've done well this season, so I wouldn't put it down to me not being, you know, best of my abilities. It's just sometimes it hasn't gone right for us, you know, some lucky goals for opposition or just some sloppy defending, or you know, it happens. So there's no serious goal now to the end of the season. It's just me play as well as I can and the team play as well as they can. You know, togetherness, and we can pick up points on the board. And
you had that period out of the side. When you came back in, you've been pleased with how you've been performing, because I guess once you do have a bit of time out, is there a worry about getting yourself back in there, getting back as first choice?
No, of course. You know, I done my ribs, broke my ribs, came back after 10 weeks, played 2 games, well, game and a half, got a red card, you know, a silly red card, and then obviously Sam came in. You know, he's good competition for me. But I feel since I came back into the team, first 2 games, you know, I had to get myself back into it. You know, obviously, no excuses. You know, I needed to be more sharp in those first 2 games. But I feel since then I've picked up the form that I had before I got injured. So I just want to carry that on to the end of the season.
Our shot stopper, Shamal George, hoping for another clean sheet today. And we can now see the starting lineup, see the players that Wayne Brown has named in front of Shamal George today. So, as you mentioned, Shamal George starts in goal once again, and a back 4 of Cameron Cox at right back, the centre-back partnership of Luke Chambers and Tom Dallison, Tommy Smith away on international duty, Miles Kenlock, left back, the Ipswich loanee. The 2 centre midfielders, Brendan Wieridu, Col Skuse start today with Noah Chilvers just in front. We have Luke Hannon, we think, out on the right with Freddie Sears on the left, with Noah Chilvers, the magician, playing just behind John Akinde, who we say is definitely due a goal. The subs for the use today are sub-keeper Sam Hornby, Alan Judge returns to the match day squad, Corey Andrews, Tom Eastman drops down to the bench, Junior Chamadou, Amir Hughes back to the squad, and that youngster, Donnell Thomas, reclaims his place on the bench today. So that is how the U's line up, and it's been a pretty torrid run for the U's versus Tranmere. You know, maybe I'll curse it by saying this, but we've had no wins in the last 9 games against Tranmere Rovers. The last, in fact, came here almost 10 years ago with Ian Henderson, Freddie Sears and Tom Eastman on target that day. In fact, we're going to take a look back at those goals now and hope it turns our form around. Tom Eastman and Freddie Sears scoring for the U's. It's like some things never change, and we're hoping they are going to get back on the score sheet today. Some good goals there. 4-2 versus Tranmere all those years ago. Magnus Okungai scoring there, but definitely an own goal, we think. So let's hope we can get back to winning ways versus Tranmere today. That's pretty much it from us today. If you're here in the stadium, go and take your seats. Cheer on the boys. Get in touch with us if there's any ideas you've got for the show, things you'd like to see here on Col U TV. Let us know. It's media@colchesterunited.net. That's it from us. Get behind the boys today. Believe, yes, they're fifth. So what? We can turn anyone over on our day. We're the U's. Up the U's. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.